All right, so what's going on? And I'm back with another one. No, it's been a while, but I wanted to talk about something heavy that happened out in Chicago this past week, and it's tied to I think a bigger message that a lot of people need to hear. This whole situation, has people asking who was the target, and what I'm talking about is this young mother who lost her life, and she was in the car with her boyfriend. And then the craziest part is it was a child, a baby in the back seat. So yeah, let's check this one out, and I'll just come back with just my thoughts as usual.
Breaking right now at 4:30, a brazen shooting a block from St. Sabina in the middle of 79th Street, leaving one person dead and a second in the hospital. Our Sabrina Franza is there for us. And Sabrina, there was a child in the car that was shot into, correct?
Marie, the baby was in the back seat of this white car that you can see just here on 79th Street. It is right behind this larger vehicle that it later crashed into after the shooting. Two adults were in the car with that child when at least three people walked up and started firing. Incredibly, the baby was not physically hurt, but the entire incident was caught on video, and a CBS viewer sent that video to us. Here you can see at least three people run up to the white car with guns in hand. Now, we are not airing the audio in this video, though in it you could hear at least 24 shots fired directly at that white car. After running away, the gunman got into a red Alfa Romeo and fired even more shots into this white car. The viewer who took this video, or sent us the video rather, told us that they are heartbroken and distraught tonight, saying that they were on their way from work when they saw the shooting. A man and a woman, both injured, with a baby they say was holding a lollipop in the back seat, crying. That viewer told us that the child was not injured, thankfully. Both adults taken to the hospital, and the male is expected to be okay. More video from the scene also shows the immediate police response. Officers have marked many bullet casings on the ground as they try to find the person responsible, people responsible. Now, the other car that you can see here, as we mentioned, the driver of this car was not involved in the shooting, we're told, but also got out of the car and refused medical attention. Just an innocent person, it seems, caught in the middle of all of this. At last check, police have said that the female victim in this case is 26 years old, the male victim 27, and as we mentioned, the male victim is expected to be okay, and the child in this case was also, we're told, not injured. We're live in Auburn, Gresham.
That's crazy.
Sabrina Franza, CBS News, Chicago.
That's exactly why I think people are asking who the target was. But I mean, does it really matter? I mean, when shooters come like that, they don't care who's sitting in the car. Everybody in that car is a target. Everybody in that car is in danger. I say both of them, were targets because, everybody was kind of focusing on the post made by this young lady, some older posts where she was online, social media, talking crap about, somebody's deceased relative. And then the dude that she was with, he's kind of involved in some stuff, you check out his social media profile, he's gotten, guns and, his gang affiliation and making some rap videos, talking about, taking people out. So I'm looking at this as if they were both the targets. And honestly, when you really look at everything surrounding the situation, like I said, I think they both could have been the targets. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but when you look at the energy people put out online, the guns, the gang affiliation, the reckless lifestyle, that stuff attracts danger. And the thing is, you might think it's just a profile or a persona, but other people will take that seriously. And once you align yourself with that kind of image, you become associated with it. And everybody else that's close to you, they become associated with it too. That's why I say both of them could have been targets, because when you put that type of energy out in the world, it could come right back to you and to the people that's riding with you. Because when you involve yourself with somebody that has problems, you automatically inherit those problems, I think. And when you sit next to somebody who, has enemies or some type of beef, you're automatically in the line of fire. When you ride with somebody who may disrespect other people online, you're now part of the fallout. Or when you move, with somebody who has unresolved beef or issues, you don't get to decide whether you're a target or not. When you keep drama around and you keep drama going, you're not just risking your life, you're risking the lives of other people who trust you, the people who love you. So you don't want to drag them down into a messy situation. Just looking at this, it's crazy, but I saw a lot of chatter back and forth about who the intended target was and who did this to who and who did that, to this person. And, a lot of people saying, oh, she was the target. A lot of people are saying he was the target because he dropped his location, I think, at the food stamp office or something like that. And, it all went down. But you got to watch who you're out and about with, because you really don't know what kind of mess some people are mixed up in when you're not around them. You don't know the enemies that they've made, the choices that they've made, or the energy that they attract. And the sad thing is, you can end up paying for something that had nothing to do with you. Like I said, when those guys come like that out there with those guns and they come in to, do harm, they don't care who's in the car with you. You could be in the car with your mother. You could be in the car with your spouse. And like in this situation, the baby was in the car. So thankfully the baby, didn't get hurt. But it's just an unfortunate situation all around, because now the mother, she's lost her life, and this child is, going to have to grow up without the mother being there. And everybody else in the family is going to have to kind of step in to help raise this baby. So like I said, your life is worth more than somebody else's chaos. And y'all take care. Stay safe. Peace.